Welcome back to another episode of Death Roads 1-0. Thank you very much for joining me. Death Roads tournament? I don't know, is there a Death Roads beforehand? Is this a prequel, a sequel, a follow-on? I'm not too sure. Anyway. Ooh, okay, so we've got a new version of the game. I think I actually saw some patch notes for this one here. So we're going to have to start with a new run. I think that's absolutely a-okay, however. What I saw was that they have introduced a new mechanic to the game there, which is armor, which is similar to kind of the shields that you have beforehand, which allows you to take damage before you start taking conditioning damage. What this should mean is that you have a way of reducing the incoming damage by a little bit, but that might mean that we can avoid going to those kind of rest areas there and actually go to shops instead of that, which allows us to spend some of our credits and either spend all of our money on fixing things up. So with that in mind, I'm not really too sure which one we're going to go for. Traction's alright, a bit of a ram backwards, moving upwards and forwards and getting weaker. So weaker means weapon damage is less, of course. We of course have our big ram dude here, Captain Rick, how could I forget. Thunder is not too bad. Black flag, rams and shifts. Navigation is good though. We do see that we become fragile. More damage from all sources is pretty awful though, to be honest. And then of course we got Rob with his little 2 society there, moving up and down. Very little chance of actually dropping back. It's not too bad. It's quite expensive as a way of shifting, but shifting multiple times can be quite good. And we haven't unlocked Zoe yet, so if we see Zoe, we can try and get her as well. And Eddie. 2-gun Eddies. Swift Daddy. And Robin. Wow, okay, we've still got a few more characters to unlock. Who should we play with for now? Why don't we try Chevelle? I don't know if we've actually played with her at all. Really. We'll look at what our different rides are available at the moment. So 120 health, 12 handling, 110 health, 13 handling. Obviously the weapons change as well, 130 with 11. Ooh, we have a bit of a drag there. We've seen this one beforehand. I don't know why I'm so surprised. We got the monster truck that we unlocked not recently, and then we got the DCM, which also looks like a bit of a brawler, so melee type, and we've got a few more there. Okay, what haven't we done in a while? We honestly haven't done the original one, but I kind of like the idea of going for an early one here and then just laser trail, missile shower. Because I do definitely prefer having ones where we can have some sort of flexibility or freedom in terms of where we shoot. So why don't we try the A2000 Dyson and see if this works for us. Now I thought there were like A, B and C versions of the cars, but apparently not. Doesn't look like it. We'll just keep going here and that's absolutely a-okay. Now, we don't get to see where our opponents are going to be here just yet, so we have to kind of wait for that until a little bit later. One additional gadget, can really decide which way we go for this. You know what? Why don't we try extra scrap from battles and see if that works out for us. Now, do we see Zoe? That could be Zoe below us actually. I don't recall seeing her earlier. And maybe this is the Swift Guns guy. So we could go either up or down. Depends on where we're likely to find them. If I go down, I might be able to find you. Actually, why don't I go up to the chop shop first? Because that way, if you come up here to the north, then I might be able to reach you here. If you come to the south, or no matter which way you go, then I could reach you here. So that gives us opportunities. We can change our path. You're going north, you're going south. So either way, we might be able to fight either. So we can actually have some sort of choice there, which would be nice. It's a pretty choice if I do say so myself. Now, 17 damage. Wait, why do we have extra damage here? This feels big damage. Do we have this? What does this do? First condition damage of any of your weapon card each battle is increased by 5. Now that's each battle, not each round, so we can take one out immediately. And I think we take out the one in front because the one behind is going to be easier to shoot. And that's nice and easy. Now we can of course move to the right. We can then shoot behind. The issue is we need to shift up for us to have any sort of chance of doing any extra damage. Why don't we move down to begin with? We do slow down, I forgot about that, but that's actually quite nice. We shift up and we recycle 2 cards. So I think Tokyo Drift is one and Switcheroo is another. Now we can laser trail behind us, shoot for 8. We didn't find another one, which is unfortunate. Now the issue is, do I alternate and try and find another laser trail? Can I see my draw pile? It's been so long that I don't actually remember if I can or cannot. But I do know that I do have one more rear facing shot. Actually, this seems like a decent way to go. Because that just discards a card, it doesn't re-roll for us. You know what, we're going to go for it, because if I do find it, then we get to get the one that we're after. So we'll go for both of these. We'll actually get rid of this one instead, confirm, and do we find the rare shot? We do, and that gets us the final kill. So I like that because yes, we did skid out, but it was at the end of the game, end of the round, so we get the victory in any case. We get extra scrap along the way, beautiful. And here is the first indicator of the new armor modifier. So the armor modifier, of course, or the first one does alright, turbo lag. They're very cheap though, actually, so I do actually quite like these ones. Let's try this out. Let's try armor. It's the only one that actually has a modifier difference there, so we're going to see. Now, what I believe happens is if we take a shot of 10 damage, for example, and we have no shield, nothing, we just have conditioning, then that'll reduce the damage by 2, meaning that we take 8 damage to our condition, which is fine. Oh, we absolutely have to do this. Absolutely, there we go. It doesn't work in the overworld though by the looks of it, so that's good to note. I believe that was also part of the patch notes, but who reads the patch notes? I mean, to be fair, I did this time. I don't often, but I did this time. Yeah, we're just going to go 1 and 2. We can missile shower and hit you there for a lot of damage, which I think we will do. And then we'll just try and kind of move up and down if we can. Like this, for example. We can move 2 across. And then, you know, if only he was there, we could bash him. You know what? I'm willing to skid out here in first gear. Skidding out in first gear seems absolutely fine. And there we go. I don't think he's going to be able to get in front of us. Just kidding. Just kidding. Okay. You can see that the armor worked out nicely for us, though. It actually allowed us to avoid taking too much damage. I don't know how much we skid him out. Does he hit into us? No, he doesn't. We want to move forward, and then there we go. That's exactly what we want. Tokyo Drift. Very nice. So we took him out. Looks like the armor there, does that refresh after each turn? I'm not too sure. It didn't look like it did. Ooh, okay. So this is instead of our missile shower, which is not bad. All-out shot's also okay. We don't want to switch out for the weapon that just gave us armor. I think we can take out the bazookas. We can always look to equip better bazookas later on if we do find them, like ones that have some sort of conditioning bonus. Or we'll see how we go. 70 scrap is kind of worth going here, but also we can find some good stuff over down the bottom path here as well. So what is the cost of these extra things here? I feel like they're about 70 each, aren't they? Let's try it. We can always sell 1 or 2 of our existing components. 75, double the condition damage from the first bash you perform on each of your turns. You can deal 2 condition damage more if you haven't played any weapon card last turn. 2 condition damage more each turn is not that huge, honestly. We will sell the dirt bazookas. Oh, that's right, we can't sell most of them, can we? Because a lot of them are just kind of trash items to begin with. So we could go for one of these 2. This is just a better little bit of extra damage each time there. So while I don't think it's hugely consequential, we do of course have more armor over here. We could go for a few different ones there. 2 condition damage more. Doesn't really feel that big. Wonder if it works on turn 1 though. Maybe it does, but I'm going to just go for the string piston. Maybe get some extra damage there. I'm not a car person. I don't know what the string person is or what it does. It looks like we can go down here to the south though, take you on, and then who knows, if you beat you, Zed beats the twin gun dude, then we can maybe fight the twin gun guy down there as well, so maybe unlock both characters? Who knows? In any case, we want some better weapons to be able to make this possible. You shoot behind and to the side, so we need to get up ahead. Actually, a dash and bash is just a great way to start things off here, so let's do exactly that. Extra damage on the first attack, very nice. Now, of course, we do have weapons that fire directly behind and directly in front, so we've got to factor that in. We shift up, like so. We definitely want to be in front of you, so to do so, actually turbo lag's pretty damn good too, isn't it? So let's shift up, let's move down. Now we play turbo lag, we shift up twice to bash backwards. So I'm a little bit scared that now we might actually let's go for this. Screw it. We draw 2. There we go. We get the laser trail behind. And another laser trail behind as well. So that's good damage. We're not going to be able to do both. We're probably going to skid out is the only thing, right? So I think we just skid out now on our own terms and maybe bash you back rather than have you skid out for us. And we end up behind him anyway. So that's not ideal. Oh, we end up right behind him. Okay, well he's just going to shoot everything he can. Thankfully, he's more looking to skid us out. And the armor actually did protect from some bash as well, which is good to note. I do love that a great deal. Now, how do we go for this? We can move up or down. If we do so, we do slow down. Our weapons are firing from behind. We would love to go for alternator just so that we can maybe get some ones that fire forwards. I don't know if that's going to be too easy, honestly. There we go. We can move up twice and then bash. Why can we not do that? Oh, no. We're locked from our weapon card. We're locked from a lot of our things. So all we can do is really movement left and right. We're weaker, we take more damage, and we have been engine locked. So because we've been engine locked, I think we do want to go to the left twice. And then I think we switcheroo. And then I think we maybe... Dash and bash is good to get ahead of people. We won't go to the right. Tokyo drift could be good for next turn. And I don't really hate turbo lag, but we can't use it right now, so... Heavy footwork. Heavy footwork's actually pretty good. We shift up, we move forward a little bit. When he moves up, he's going to be dropping back a little bit as well, so I think that's going to be the right situation for us. And let's see, moved up 2, he's shooting us there. We have some cards burned, excuse me. To the left is the wrong one. We can move forward and then down. We can move back and then down, to be fair, and then shoot forwards. Let's give that a go. Move back. Down here. Let's then shoot forwards. Get a bit of damage. And now, first bash is going to do double damage, so we want to be able to get up there to ram him. So we move forward with that card, followed by our traction, and we take him out there. So, we are hurting. The burn took some damage there. Our armor's not doing a huge amount just yet, but it does help us a little bit. This is a little bit extra plasma. I don't think we really care about the handling damage just yet. I don't hate this because it does give us good ram damage, but then... Oh wait, is this... We don't currently have any top base weapons, do we? I do like the damage over time, but that replaces the other one. We just go like this. Let's go for Bellringer, Fanger, Winch, Old. Give it a go. Now, none of the components there were that fantastic. Definitely went to that. Chop Shop is quite good though. Lose 20 gold to gain 15 health. That's okay. 50% to gain 10, 50% to lose 10. We can go to the Chop Shop first, can't we? We're going to gain that. Why not? Because I feel like that's... Oh no, Chop Shop is not the repair station. Ooh, okay, I should have probably repaired there and just gone for the sure thing. Because I do want to get that possibility of getting the new character unlock if possible, which usually comes with a new whatchamacallit too. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Let's upshift, switch out 2 weapons. We don't need the winch right now. Alternator's alright, heavy footwork is okay, turbo lag. Let's get rid of the turbo lag. It is a cheap card, but it's hard to get going all the time. Tokyo drift to the right. What I'm trying to do here. Shift up, move back. Go for this. The issue is you're going to be able to get... you do kind of want to get behind us though, I suppose. So, we can Tokyo drift. We could go for traction. Let's just traction because it's cheaper. We don't take his place because we ram him beforehand. We lose another space. And then let's fall back. And then down because we don't want to hit the side wall there. Do we alternator? I think we do, just to see what happens. Let's get rid of both of these. Can we drop back at all? We cannot, so we're going to be stuck on one. He's probably going to be able to get behind me and ram me once or twice, which then means that I skid out. But that might not be the worst thing in the world either, especially if we hit back into you. No, but funny we didn't move first. Now we are to the side, so SMG shot's pretty good. Arrow shift isn't too bad either. We can to the left twice. Why don't we do that to begin with? Nice little ram. And also switcheroo. Why don't we switcheroo and see where he ends up after that fact, right? Because it's pretty cheap. We get to re-roll some cards as well. We're going to switch out... I don't really want to switch out my weapons there just yet, so I'm going to switch out these 2 for right now. And of course he rams into me. I just kind of wanted to see where he ended up. And let's see. We can do... ram, then a move. Yeah, let's go for this. Let's shift up. Let's ram you. Wait, should I shift it up or is that ruined me? No, it's good, because now we move ahead. Actually, should I move the head? Yeah, I move it. No, I should have moved behind because you shoot forwards. That was a big misplay there. I should have sat behind here. He wouldn't have been able to get me. Although maybe I just fall backwards anyway. No, that's my fault. I've taken a bit of a break from the game there, so I'm just getting back into it now. He's actually ramming me rather than using his hook. That's interesting. Let's shoot behind. And we do want to try and get behind as well if we can. Our weapons do less damage, of course, but we can still take you out if we get the SMG burst going. So let's move down here. We get to draw a card. We need to then, yes, draw another card. Although we do have the laser trail now, so now we need to get back in front of you. Okay, so to the right is not the right course of action, but we can go up into re-rolling these, because why not? And then we just laser trail to finish you off. So we did manage to get you, but it wasn't clean, and we're going to go into our elite fight with less HP than we would like, that's for sure. A little bit of extra scrap is nice though, and a little bit of extra handling is not terrible. Now this locks our wheel card to disabled, so that's not really good at all, and I hate Hot Wheels. Burning cards that you have less opportunities there seem horrible. That's side rather than laser behind. You know what, maybe we go for that, maybe we go for sides. We want to be behind or to the side of opponents rather than weapons that fire both ways. Although these pinballs and 8-balls can be pretty damn amazing. And I do like the damage that it can inflict. Now I'm tempted to go for this instead. Because if we get double damage on this turn 1, then all of a sudden it's looking 20 odd damage. Although double damage on this is also important. Let's go for this. Let's go for the roof mounted cannons that can shoot the other side. And we're about to reach our opponent here shortly. Another road battle. Well, we might reach her if we manage to survive for that long, of course. Which is certainly not a guarantee. Now, why are we doing... Oh, it's 5 damage, it's not double damage. Right, so it doesn't matter as much as I initially expected. Let's go alternator. Give us some good chances to re-roll a wee bit. We'll probably get rid of the SMG shot. Power shift. It moves us forward, which is not what we want to have happen. Turbo lag's not great. Can't even do this just yet, so I think we need to go for reaction. Shift up. Get rid of... Tokyo Drift is now possible. Turbo lag is not necessary. This re-rolls cards for us. We don't want to the right, so there we go. We get rid of that too. Shift up and move back. And we're starting to get in position for these guys now. I especially love shooting this guy into the wall, which will basically guarantee that we get you. So we need to drop back at least one more. Where do you shoot? You shoot directly in front. It's always worth bearing that stuff in mind. And let's go back and then up. Let us shoot you up, push you into the wall, which is going to take you out. And then we have... Well, the game stopped for a little bit. Then we drop back and we start skidding around. And I think that might actually allow us to drop further back, if at all possible. And even if we just ram a little bit, and that's actually absolutely perfect there, because he only shoots forward, so now he's going to spend a lot of his time trying to get behind us, or just ramming us for minimal damage. That's exactly what happened. So now we can just, honestly, just very nicely... Oh, please don't get rid of my starboard volley. Starboard volley. Starboard? There we go. All we do, we shoot you down there, and we just go, hey, you know what? It's now my turn. And kaboom. There we go. Good stuff. All planned, all calculated. I knew what was happening there. We were sorted. So that fight went pretty damn well. Now we do have 2 handling region modifier. That would replace our armor, however. But we do have some decent ones there, of course. Overload. Increase your condition and handling damage from all sources that deal this type of damage by the amount of overload. Lose 1 overload. Increase your condition and handling damage from all sources. So that suggests that it's damage to me rather than damage I deal to others there, right? Am I wrong in thinking that? That's why it's so cheap as well, the cost. Increase your condition and handling damage from all sources. Yeah, so that's not a good thing, right? The mortar is interesting, but it's difficult because it's got to be a very specific position. We didn't go for the pinball in the end last time, did we? But we could switch to it now. I think we just take this and we collect it. We don't actually equip it. We keep our armor. The armor's saved us from a little bit of damage. We do actually have the means to head down here and possibly buy another little bit of component here. So extra damage. That's the only one that we can buy right now. Silk Margaret. Margaretti. Okay, we do have another bit of armor there. We could go for armor. It's all engines. Are there any... There are some non-engine ones there. Okay, so this is one that shoots behind rather than the winch. do think I prefer the one that shoots behind, honestly. So let's purchase this. And then what else? We do have ones that do more bash damage. That's not terrible. This is more of a breaking one. This is double sequential gear. Nemesis, a bit of a ramming one. Why don't we first of all equip that one that we just bought, which was top mounted, wasn't it? So we go for the post-ap. A little bit more armor as well could be useful in this upcoming fight. Now that we've equipped this, we look to sell the winch, which honestly wasn't really doing much for us anyway. We cannot afford the Silk Margaret unless we sell something else. We could sell this and that'll allow us to, and I think that's going to be the right course of action. We don't want this. We now buy the Silk Margaret, and then we've got an extra component there. And those components, or not the components, the relics, items, whatever you want to call, can do a bit of good stuff for us as well. Speaking of which, we prefer this to shoot people, the volley one here to shoot people on the sides. So we will sell the Trailblazer if we can. We can. Only sells for 7, but that's fine. Always good to clear up the inventory a little bit in my mind. Oh, spare part, is that why we can't sell it? Because it's so trash. Basic tires. Okay. In any case, 36 health. We're about to face Zoe Hardrock Murdoch. Not too sure what her quirk is, but why don't we find out here. Shooting in front and diagonally. So as long as we can get behind her, we have a decent chance, right? Do we have much in the way of shooting back? Or shooting in front? Yeah, we got sideways shooting. But she, of course, starts behind. Sideways and avalanche is okay. So if we can hit her with this, that'd be quite nice. We definitely want to drop back, which we can almost do right there. So I think we actually drop back and then see what we lose. Hopefully not dash and bash. What are the chances? 1 in 6. 1 in 6. That's rough, bud. Yeah, we definitely shoot with this. We apply a little bit of extra damage over time. I like the idea of alternator, just to re-roll a couple of cards. We don't want to the right. We don't want the port side volley. I don't think that's going to be useful at all. Could shift up and move up. And you can still shoot us diagonally there. So I feel like maybe we just move forward for a little bit. We just try and outrun her to begin with. And then, not like fully outrun her, but, you know, get far enough away that it's going to be hard for her to chase us. So let's move up to here. You could probably still move up once or twice and then shoot us, but hey, it should mean that we take less damage. Well, that card was stuck behind my camera. Alright, well, we're going to die in this place, so we got to move out here. There we go, we took no damage, that's a good sign. We can continue with the grenade here. Got a little bit of armor, but that's alright, you're still taking damage over time. We can drop back directly in front of you. I think we just go for the switcheroo instead. Look to replay or replace some of my cards here. So both of the front shooting ones there don't seem that useful to me. We can go for Tokyo Drift is not great. I do want to ram. I'm just scared about this. Let's go for it. Do we get rid of Turbo Lag again? No. So that's absolutely fine. Now what? You shift up? Yeah, let's shift up to 5. What's the worst that could happen? Ram ya. And then Tokyo Drift, we get to move back 1 to 2 and then down 1 to 2. Fortunately, it's in that order and not the other way around. Why don't we alternate her instead? Card draw. Grenade drop is okay, but we're in the wrong position for it just right now. Ooh, port side volley. If we can get that working, I would be a happy man. Let's just... do we have to? Why don't we just keep everything? So we move down. We can grenade drop. That lets us reroll, but we're not going to have enough to do everything, which is unfortunate. We can't get behind and do this. Okay. And if we ram you, it's not quite enough to get you skidding out of control. Grenade drop seems like one of the better ones, but we actually can't do it. So we're going to go back 2, which I'm going to ram you once. Move down 1. Oh, you had armor over your conditioning anyway, or whatever it's called. We're going to sit here. It's not the best place to sit. And I could skid out, but if we end up here or here, then we end up dying. So we've got to be quite cautious of that. I didn't want to skid into that. He's just going to shoot me a whole bunch of times. That's not great. Okay. Or she, excuse me. Going to do that. Let's go for... this drops back 2. So we have to go forward, then back 2, then ram, then ram. But I kind of just want to go portside volley, shoot you into the side. Avalanche, grenade drop, get back. And then portside volley. I think that's our best bet. So that's 4, 3, 7, 8, 11. So as long as we don't discard this one, then we should be fine. Am I willing to risk everything on that? You bet your ass I am. Alternatively, no, we have to go back 2 anyway, so we have to do it this way. We can't justify the heavy footwork. We just have to hope that we don't get rid of the portside volley. Come on, come on. Okay, we can still drop back now. We just drop back 2, and then we just bash up twice just for fun. She takes a lot of damage at the start of her turn, so we're okay there. She might ram us, and we might go into the wall as a result, but... well, she shoots us and we're dead. Okay, well, I tell you what. That's certainly something. Game over that easy. Well, it is what it is. So, Cheval, we haven't really done too well with you, unfortunately. 32 points? Not good. Not getting much in the way of levels here either, which is meaning that we're not really unlocking new stuff either. We're going to keep going. New run. We're going to go for something a little bit different here this time. We've already done Frank. We did well with Frank. Why don't we try... Rambling On reduces the weapon cards handling damage is increased by 2. Do we have to go through Richard again? Why don't we try Richard? Momentum Converter. Your weapon cards deal an additional 3 condition damage if you move forward with your previous card. So, forward into weapons. Forward into weapons. That's what we want. So, you know, just shoot your bullets a little bit faster. That's how that works. Now, with that in mind, we probably want to be behind shooting forwards with most of our gear. So if that's at all possible, I mean, it does work with those shooting behind as well, I guess, right? But I think just something that shoots, and I think that might actually be our original car that we go for here, because we've got these weapons that shoot forward, and we can switch this with something that shoots forward as well. Got a decent amount of damage there, so let's just go for the buck. And let's just see how we go, you know, go fully old school. Now, what do we want to? Free conditioning, additional components is always nice. One additional gadget could really make or break things again. Start the battle with less there, you gain more scrap from each battle. The most thing that I'm upset about is that we didn't manage to defeat our opponent there. And let's go with, since we're looking to defeat and unlock new characters, why don't we go for non-boss and non-challengers have less health. Now, do we find Zoe nearby? Ooh, have we unlocked you? I don't know if we have. So in that case, we go south and hope that we come across you. We've unlocked you, and you're the starting dude, I believe. So let's hope that you go to the north. Well, we will still find you eventually, so that's okay. Just a shame that we couldn't find you earlier. But yes, it's not great that we did end up losing that one. I know this shoot's not far enough, but we are almost in the right spot. Yes. Then we give ourselves some armor. Then we move down. Then we shoot. We didn't move forward as our last one though, did we? We should have gone the other way around. That would have really helped things out for us. Well, it is what it is. And then do we just wait there? He's probably going to shoot us if we just wait here, but there's nothing else that we can really do except move even further behind him. We can go up this way. And I think bouncing around here is better for us, that you can't get in front and shoot us. Let's avoid taking that damage if at all possible there, right? We're just going to be moving up. We're going to shift up, and now we're good to go. Now these both shoot backwards. Why don't we start with the shift? And then we can move in front. We can ram you though, and we do a decent bit of ramming. We also push you forward if we do that. Is that okay? Yeah, let's go for this ram first, which means that you stay in the same position. Then we go for a black flag, which rams you and pushes you out of the way. A ram forward though, does that count as momentum forward? You actually have to move forward, right? That was the wording of that one. Now, speaking of which, you could go for these, which are cheaper, or we could just go for the Lawn Master, you know, a good little lawnmower engine, that's all you need. And I think we will do, just so we got a little bit of armor, we can survive a few hits early on, and hopefully reach you with a bit more HP when we go for that fight. And then of course you'll have less HP or less conditioning, and we should be good to go. Now we can shoot behind, you shoot diagonally, that's to the left, we don't want that. And shift up twice though. We could look to get behind, I think that is what we'll do. So we'll shift up twice, move back. We then could go for Breaking Bad. That will bring us alongside. Yeah, I think this is how we do it. So we go 1, 2. We then play Navigation to drop back one more. And now we go Lead Spray into double barrels. Yes, we skid out in third gear and we could hit the wall quite fast. Or if we sit behind you, then we're A-okay. There we go, that's not bad at all. Now you're probably just going to ram us a few times, that's what the armor's for. We took no damage there, we only took 3 condition damage there, 6 in total. just finish you off in front. Okay, not too shabby. Now again, I think we do want to position or switch across to front-facing weapons if at all possible. Let's just see what we get offered here. Okay, rear-facing, that's the exact opposite of what I was talking about. This is not good because the engine itself is not great, but I will take it because it probably sells for the most, given that it has some modifiers associated with it. Now, we don't really need the fixed station here, so we're just going to go for the scrapyard, see what we get. Okay, we'll collect the tires, free armor. We'll collect the weapons there. They actually might be worth switching out to as well. So, in fact, yeah, these are better. They do cost more, which is always a little bit tricky, but still, not too bad. And now we've got a lot of armor on our stuff here. So now we've got 7 armor at the start of each combat, which actually will make a, you know, a not an unsubstantial difference. Unsubstantial? Yeah. Insubstantial? Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, let's go for it. We'll trade some mouth for that. We get some new tires. We get a little bit of handling damage protection. Oh no, we do handling damage. Happy feet. Combo. Adherence. I think we just leave what our current tires are. Seems fine. I don't know if I love seeing his package every single time that we load that one up, but hey, it's part of the game. Ooh, we cannot quite hit you all, but that would have been sick if we could. So, I mean, I think it's still worth hitting you, right? Although, well, this moves forward and then back. We need to be able to move forward and then shoot. And if we move forward and then shoot, we get 3 extra condition damage. Worth noting. Now you shoot forward, so ideally we just want to drop back as far as possible. If we shift up, no, we're not going to be able to shift up and get that going, are we? Can't really re-roll any cards with this guy either. Just wondering, do we try and kill you instead? Is that at all the right course of action? Does it make a difference? Let's go here. Now, if you have moved forward with your previous card, so hang on. Let's see here, we move forwards 1, we move back 2, then the laser blast doesn't hit unfortunately, so we move forward 1, we move, oh we can navigate though in front, we move back 2. Is this currently, oh it does work, but then if we move sideways then it doesn't work. Okay, we're going to go back here anyway, we're just going to try and avoid taking any damage if at all possible. We might as well just ram you, get some armor as a result. Not too shabby. That rams forward and shifts up. We can force ourselves to skid out, which I think I will do. And there we go. That's kind of the reason why I did it. And if he rams me, we won't take too much damage. And that's fine. He's probably going to try and get behind me and shoot me once, which he probably will be able to do. Unfortunate. But we didn't really take much damage, thankfully. Laser blast is good. Shift and reroll. Shift and break. Shift up twice and break. Yeah, let's go for the shift up twice. Break there. He skids. Okay, that actually works absolutely a-okay in my books. Now we can breaking bat, go 1 and 2, use this position that's been opened up for us, and then just start absolutely railing into them there. So we start off with this. You were going to die anyway, but that's still a good shot. Into the double barrels here. Unfortunately, we can't finish you off, but that's probably okay as well, so we don't skid out and do any damage to ourselves and accidentally kill ourselves. There we go. That was a lot of ourselves. Please don't run into the wall there. But there's not 3 in a row. There we go. Beautiful. And that's a good position for me to be, I believe. 10 damage, so we just need to get down 1. Give ourselves that. SMG shot takes you out. So we're at 103 health out of 120. Still pretty healthy in my books. And that seems okay to me. Now what do we have? We've got a little bit of scrap. Doubled our existing scrap. We have 1 extra regen modifier. But we do lose some armor as a result. That is a pretty good, you know, flexibility to move, but then weapon cards are disabled. That's not what we want to do. Definitely not. Shots forward with that are okay. Shots back. Again, I think we just take this and don't equip it here. It might sell for an extra 3 scrap or something like that, I don't know. It feels like modifier equipment or equipment that has modifications associated with it give us a little bit more value as well. So, I cannot move forward. I can hit you both though if I move down. The bouncing around is not bad from that perspective. But let's just start with the navigation, move down into the laser burst, hits you both for 8. Not bad. Now we would love to be able to shoot the rest behind. Is that going to be at all possible? We can give ourselves armor. We can shift up. The shift up would allow us to breaking bad, which would hit you once. But we really can't reroll any cards right now, right? And those rerolls, I'm realizing, are very, very useful. Because without them, it's just quite hard to finish opponents off. Go for the SMG burst because it does quite a good bit of damage to you. Maybe I should have just focused on taking you out beforehand, because now I cannot do that. Wheel lock gives us a little bit of armor. Not amazing, but hey, it is what it is. Maybe we actually look to skid out once as well. I don't know. We'll ram up to 2 so that we skid twice. Don't hit up. Hey, there we go. Okay. We do have a little bit of shield, tiny bit, not much, but it's useful. You're now blocking the opponent behind actually, so that might be useful there. That you went first and you went third. There we go, not bad. Now, Laser Blast still hits all of the opponents behind as well, so it pierces through, which is lovely. Into, no, not a break check. Adherence is alright, but we need to go forward 1. Actually, no, that's still not the right. Yeah, that's the issue with the shotgun, isn't it? You got to be diagonal to them. I guess what we can do is we can get into this lane, like so, and then shoot you. And that's absolutely fine, because, you know, as long as we don't end our turn in here, then we're absolutely fine and safe and handy and no problem. I do apologize as well. I recognize that my webcam is blocking a little bit of the action going on, but hopefully you guys can just figure it out, so to speak. Although maybe I should put it behind. I don't know. One of these, I'll think about it. Let's see, extra bash damage. We do have this here, which is side damage that we could focus on side and front damage. That actually gives us a bit more flexibility as well, but we do lose a little bit of armor. How much do we care about that armor? I don't care about this, that's for sure. Although it does give me... Nah, we just talked about modifier stuff selling for more, so why don't we take it? We're going to be going to a chop shop. Maybe we can sell our excess gear and actually buy another little bit... not components. Components are parts of your vehicle. I don't want to call them relics. I know they're not relics, but they're something like that. We want to upshift so that we can drop back twice. What's the best way to upshift? Well, the only way to upshift is with Black Flag. Thankfully, it's a cheap upshift, only costing us 1. Now we break twice. 1 and 2. Now we can go for the wheel block, which does ram you and give myself a little bit of shield, which is good. Now we have the armor plus the shield. Bouncing around allows us to hit you there, or we could drop back even further. You shoot directly. Weight transfer gives us even more. It's weight transfer actually. Let's try and get right behind them. And again, even if we skid out, this is a good place to be. Behind them is where we want to be. Don't go up again. There we go. Alright, we're even further back. SMG shot. If you guys park yourself nicely in front of me, don't go back any further. Oh, well, okay, well that did work. Now you just like sit right here. Or even if you just sit up there, that's fine. If I move back 1, oh, you ran me once, okay. Ran me once, shame on you. Ran me twice. Oh, actually, let's go here. Good news is that we don't actually knock you guys or make you lose your handling by doing this. Now we upshift twice and drop back once. Now we SMG burst. Take out you, severely weaken you. We then go for the lead spray onto you. And power shift. Oh. You know what? There's a good chance that if we move forward, then we skid out and hit you. So why don't we try it this way? Exactly like that. Carefully planned precision. Sorry, my inner Sean Connery shine through there. Shone through. Now, what do we got? We do have the side blasters here. We do have a front-facing hook as well. Actually, the front-facing hook does work quite nice with this build, doesn't it? Because then we get to move forward with our last card, and then we get more damage when we shoot next time. So I know that we are losing our shotgun, but I don't really care about our shotgun all that much. Like our shotgun, yes, it's decent damage, but also it's 2 cards instead of 1. Will we be able to sell enough junk to be able to afford of equipment? I'm going to say no, and we're going to go to the scrapyard instead. Click that. 2 bash damage modifier. I don't really care for it. I don't think I'll use it, but I can sell it for a bit of scrap. Oh my god, that's a lot of shield that you can get. Engine block, but then you're locked from using other engine stuff. Crankshaft is moving backwards or forwards. Overload. Okay, that just feels very dangerous. I still don't fully know what overload is. I know that some of my viewers have tried to help me there, and I greatly appreciate that, but I'm not clever enough to understand some of these things, you know? Just sometimes it feels like, what the hell what's going on? Where am I? Power shift. Let's see, if we move back, this currently hits you, we need to move down though. Let's do that. Let's move down. Power shift. Actually, if we... because this is currently 8 damage. What about if we upshift twice, move back, then we move forward? Because we get the momentum thing, now we should have extra damage here, right? Yes, even though we're shooting backwards. And that's still absolutely okay in my books. Now we can move up, bash backwards, and move down. Doesn't really do anything, granted, but we could skid ourselves out intentionally. Is that worth it? Good question, I don't know. You know what, we're going to try it. We're going to bounce around, we're going to bash backwards, we're going to move upwards, and then we're going to bash forward, and we're going to shift up. We're going to run around for 5. Oh, please don't go up again. Not again. Okay, our armor's gone. That gave us a little bit of damage. We did manage to do a little bit of damage to you at least. So, was that worth it? Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, bashing for 3 times, a lady, is not ideal, but it's not the end of the world either. Okay, you've got shotguns, which is not too bad. Now, we want to get you both. So if we move forwards, we won't be able to get the laser blast on you though. So the other idea is that we get behind you, which I guess is the Breaking Bad element, isn't it? So we go 1, 2, we then drop down. Oh my god, okay, massive stutter there, I don't know what caused that. Now, do we still get on-target condition damage there? So let's try for this. Let's see how this works. So we hook onto you, we kill you in the hook, do we move forward after? Do we do? Okay, and because we move forward, now we get extra damage on this, which means that we get the finishing blow. We had enough damage to take them out anyway, so it didn't really matter. We had enough handling to be able to, you know, which is basically our mana, to be able to do whatever we wanted, but still, good to note. Could work out for us. Don't really care for that one at all. And I'll take this, but I won't use it. Tires, not really. I don't really like locking ourselves out of using certain cards there. I like to have all the options available to me. Otherwise, I find myself with the perfect card for the situation, but I can't use it. And that just feels not great, shall we say. Now, this does allow us to move forward, which also gives us a ramp. This allows us to move forward though. So we move forward. Does that count as moving forward? No, it doesn't. So we actually have to genuinely move forward, not just try to move forward but get blocked. We can go for an SMG shot. This allows us to ram and push you. Let's see, how many rams can we do? We can start with the navigation. That's 1. I think we go for the wheel block just to give ourselves a little bit of armor again, and then we just go front to back. So we move forward 1, we move back 2, and we see we end up after skidding out once. And not the end of the world, especially with the weapon type that you have. You have to drop back 2 and then shoot me, which look like you'll be able to do. So our armor's still up operational though, so 5 armor there. We took 5 damage there total, so not the end of the world. Now this takes you out, no troubles there, so let's do that. Do we power shift to get forward momentum to get the damage here? First of all, we upshift and bash here, because why the hell not? And then we forward shift. Ooh, this is actually pretty good. We upshift, move forward. We then shoot back with our laser blast, like so. And then we skid him out by braking twice and one of them hitting him, and see where he ends up after the fact. So hit up again. Oh, would have been good. Oh wait, now we skid. I didn't factor this into my plan. Yep, I didn't factor in the 10 damage there, as you might be able to tell. We're going to take a little bit more damage now too. Just the ram and double ram. Okay, not as bad as I expected, but still. Not ideal. We need to be doing more damage, I feel like, or have more armor or something. I always feel like we're a little bit behind with this game, and I think that's entirely intentional. I don't think you're ever supposed to feel like you've got full grasp of the situation. I don't hate this for the extra armor. You know what, we're going to equip this as well. Even more armor for each battle. You know, armor is a new mechanic. Why don't we try it out as much as possible? I think it's better to lose the health here. Doesn't feel great to do either. Oh, we don't really have any chop shops coming up there. Or any fix stations, I should say. We got plenty of chop shops. Grenade drop can hit multiple of them. Laser Blast can hit them right away as well, so why don't we just start with this. This is a pretty good chance that we can hit them all as well. Black Flag allows us to move up, then we move down. Back, Grenade Drop, Avalanche. What weapon do you have? Ah, shotguns, okay. No, let's just go for the kill here. Because on your turn you will die, which is nice. We're going to move forward to make it harder for you to get me with your shotguns. Well, that didn't really make it that much harder, did it? You still got to move up twice and then shoot. But it's not the easiest. We still have 11 armor as well, so what are you going to do? Drop, shift, and bash, and then you shoot me once. Yep, okay, so our armor held. We have 2 more left. We can speed up, we can move down, we can power shift. Sequential gear. We want to get behind him, is the thinking. Easier said than done. It is possible. Let's go back. Now, do we wheel block now? I think we do. I think we're just going to stay up against, alongside him, I should say. Not against him, but it's not too dissimilar from what we're trying to say. This is 10 damage, so if we ram him once more like this, give ourselves that benefit, then we drop back, shift up and drop back once. Now we're in the perfect spot for our SMG burst, which is going to take him out right there. So, even though I didn't think my turn through, I don't really think my turns through too much like this game. It's like Slay the Spire, I'm trying to optimize everything entirely. I don't know why that is, I'm just a little bit more fast and reckless. Maybe that's a style of game, maybe that's just the way that I play it, but that certainly is factoring a little bit there, which is probably why I make more mistakes and have more, you know, cause for restarting. But in any case, we're going to move down here to the chop shop, see what we have here. Weapon cut, deal 2 damage if you haven't played any weapons last time. First bash. See, I would love if they had more variety with these here. It's almost always the same stuff, but that's okay, I understand that. What is not equipped? Can we show things that are not equipped? No, it doesn't look like it. Although it does show installed right there, doesn't it? So we're going to sell this, we'll sell this. Anything that isn't installed, basically, we're going to get rid of. It's a decent engine, but I don't really like the cards that come associated with it. So it's not just the modifiers, it's also what cards you get out of here as well. Because this is, at the end of the day, it is a deck builder. And with a deck builder, you really need to plan how you're going to be doing things. We got a lot of components here, haven't we? Sell this, we sell this. We basically got everything that we installed. You know what? 1, 2. Bada bing, bada boom. Now, you have a weapon. It's our current front-facing weapon, SMG burst. This allows us to choose if we hit, then they move backwards and they get overloaded. Your condition and handling damage from all sources that deal this type of damage. So this is actually pretty good there, right? Applying overload to our opponents. We have more armor here. Nah, it's about the same. That's a bit bigger. Rocket launcher is quite nice because we can target a specific opponent there, no matter where we are. And that means that we've got more front-facing weaponry as well. So is that worth it? We do replace a +2 with a +5. This replaces a bare bones with a +5. So I think we go for the bare bones here. We now make sure that we equip this one. So, and look at that, we've got armor on all of them, which is basically exactly what the patch note said not to do, but too bad, I can't read. Now, speaking of which here, folks, we're going to end the episode there. We're going to still look to move towards whoever this opponent is, but then again, he has to survive that, and we only really face them at the ECCT, I believe. I mean, fighting more elites earlier, like we could go up here, face you. We might as well go up here and then go down to here, actually, because we want to get your components that you give us. But we're going to leave the episode here. Thank you all very much for watching there, folks. We're going to continue this run and see where we end up, but I hope to see you in the next episode there. So thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed the episode, please do feel free to give the video a like and a subscription, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now there, folks. See ya.